Hello, Rena Batt. How are you?
Well, hello, Liz Nicholls. I am fabulous.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me today. It feels like forever since we got together in that town in Washington.
Yeah, where was that?
Years
Well,
ago.
oh no, I know it was Fairhaven by Bellingham, Washington.
Right. Oh my gosh, how fun was that? Um,
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me have the opportunity to interview you. Everybody, I'm very excited. This is Rena Batt. I've known her for years. She's an amazing businesswoman. So I'm going to interview her today, and I'm kind of going to throw some stuff at her. So sorry about that, Rena. But you know what? I love your story, and I love what you've been through and come through and where you are now. It's just a really, really good story. So I was hoping you wouldn't mind sharing your story with the audience because I really think it's going to help inspire others.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to, of course. And uh, you have to start at the beginning when you start a story. So I'll try not to be too laborious here. We, I was a single mom at one time, and of course, making money and providing for the kids was important. And but I was kind of losing that battle and dating. Finally, I married a wonderful man, and he broke his neck and his back in an accident the very first year that we were married. So there we were again in another financial situation because he couldn't work and it didn't look like he was going to be working for a very long time. We had neighbors that helped us out, and you just work harder, and then obviously by the grace of God and by the grace of good friends, um, someone brought us something that might help him in his battle with pain and disability, and this nutritional product did help him. And uh, he tells a story that you're pretty grumpy when you're in pain, and this was kind of hard to believe in things, but I had enough belief for the both of us, I would say that. And yeah, he started feeling better on nutrition, on good nutrition, and detoxing and doing all that those wonderful things that you can do when you're getting healthy again. And getting healthy again got him out of bed, back to work, and in a completely different direction than he had ever gone before. He was an excavator when he broke his back and his neck, and then he turned into a uh, motivational speaker because of his journey with what he had gone through. And in doing so, our financial situation changed for the better. For 15 wonderful years, we just lived the fabulous, financially free, the retired life basically, because what he was able to do with his wonderful talents of sharing and explaining and helping people understand how important nutrition is. Um, uh, Unfortunately for him, he developed ALS,
Mm.
which is not something that nutrition has a lot. It has something to do with, but he was like the perfect storm. The 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 spinal cord injuries that he had suffered, um, toxins that he had been around all his life, just came down on him. And so for about 5 years, I took care of him. But because of the business that we had been working, I was able to not work, and I was able to care for him. But after that, people asked me when he was ill, what I would do after that. And I says, well, I really don't know. I have to take one day at a time. I have to, this is the priority right here, and um, I never felt sorry for myself, or, well, obviously I did for him. He was the one that was suffering, not me. And after he passed away, I knew that I would have to continue some kind of financial, effort, and continue doing what we were doing. And I, it, that nutrition, which helped him so much also helped me through in my 40s. I had already developed some terrible degenerative diseases that before good nutrition came into my life. So it was, I had my own story. For years we were telling Bill's story. Now I'm telling my story and sharing with other people how they can, you know, rejuvenate their body and not age as quickly or in as much pain. So that's kind of what I've been doing now. And I do it out of love for life, basically, because I'm still doing a lot of, not risky things. I still ski, downhill ski. I still hike and I still fish and I still golf. And grab my grandkids and wrestle around. And I'm really glad that I'm able to do that, because had I not changed my lifestyle, those things would not have been in my life at this point in my older years, I would say. So
Oh,
here I am, trying to make uh, helping other people, because it can happen if they listen.
yeah, and I love that because I've followed you for years, as you know, and you do amazing photography, and oh my gosh, you travel and you're very active, and you help people with health conditions, and you coach, and you do so much to help and give back to others. It's just, you're an absolute blessing, right? So, yeah, and you write
Thank you.
blogs, and oh my gosh, amazing trips, and oh, you do so much, right? And I
Oh,
know that I go to you for certain products and things that have really made a massive difference in my health as well, too.
well, thank you very much. I think that one of the things I think I'd like to do is inspire my children most of all, because my parents died not enjoying their life, and I would like to at least show my kids that you can continue enjoying your life in your older years. And my grandchildren, when I had this little story on my granddaughter. She's 5 now, but when she was 4, she says, Grandma, when I'm in high school, you'll be dead.
Ooh.
I said, no, my dear. There's a whole other part of that story that continues on. It's kind of a long story, but I think I'll be here when she's in high school. She's 5 now.
Oh, I know you will be for sure. I think you and I'll both be 90, 95, or 100 before we, before we go, right? I figured I'm going to live it right up to the end. Woohoo! And slide to
Yeah,
the line with a glass of
yeah,
wine going, that was awesome, right?
yeah, exactly. I,
Well,
I think I got this more sense of adventure from my husband, who was, I would say, almost the death of me a few times from some of the adventures that we had taken, whether it was cave diving or helicopter skiing or going off the grid up with your snowmobile. I mean, he was always wanting to go around the next corner, and I have a little bit of that. I It would be nice to have someone to share that kind of adventure with. But I have a lot of girlfriends, and we still, from some of them from kindergarten and grade school, and we do our own adventures. At our age, we do calm it down a little bit. We're not jumping out of airplanes or anything, but
well, you know what? And health is so important. I know I'm a little bit like you. I took off in an ATV and went up into remote areas in the mountains, and went places that, I don't know, but it's that little sense of adventure and pushing the limits and seeing how far you can go. And even though we age, we still feel in our mind that we're in our 30s or 40s, and we always want that sense of adventure. And we're not getting old, and there's so much more to life. So, and I think attitude keeps you young anyway, right? So,
oh, that's
um,
exactly right.
and
Have fun.
it's, yeah, and it's funny because I mean, just in the meetings we've had or working with you, I just have to give you a huge shout out. You absolutely helped me turn around some bone issues that I had. So I'm very grateful and thankful. And you do so much. And what I was going to ask you was that how can people find you? What's the best way for people to reach you? Because I know you do lots of other things as well that are fascinating and I know about. So you're an absolute wealth of information when it comes to health. How can people find you?
I have a couple places you can find me. You can find me on uh, simplyminerals.shop, and there you'll find my water minerals. Um, that's all you'll see. That's it, because that's dedicated to my big, I don't know, my passion. So that is my passion. Simplyminerals.shop. And my other one is I have a blog, and it's just health issues, lots of different nutritional advice and information about enzymes and omegas and minerals and antioxidants, those kinds of things, where I've just shared not only just personal stories, but you know, bringing in links that you can read and that kind of thing. That's on my blog, which is Rena Batt, RenaBatt.com. And I've also shared some of those stories on the Simply Minerals because they relate. So that's where you're gonna find what I do and what information I glean, and also Facebook. I do share on Facebook with I like sharing other people's posts, but I like to write my own as well.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Well, listen, Rena, thank you so much. I would love to interview you again if that's okay.
I'd love
And
that.
everybody, I highly recommend Rena. I've known her for years, and she was very instrumental in some incredible changes in my health. So I'm very grateful and thankful to you. And Rena, let's talk again soon. And thank you so much for taking the time out today to let me interview you.
Well, I appreciate seeing your beautiful face. I haven't seen you for so long, and
Oh,
just chatting. And so we're just going to have to do some more of that.
yes, absolutely. Let's pick some place to meet up with because we don't live that far away from each other anymore.
Well,
So,
I have to go north and you have to go south. We can
right.
do that. We do have some fires going on right now, but
Oh, gosh. Well, listen, let's talk again soon and thank you
yes.
so much. Okay, awesome.
Bye.